What's up, Topeka? Welcome to the I'm from Topeka podcast, broadcasting straight from the... We're here to bring you the people, the stories, and the pulse of Topeka. Whether you're a longtime resident or just curious about what makes the city tick, we've got you covered. Misha Reed.
That's right.
Yeah,
Hey.
what's up, Misha? Let's go.
How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, hey, we're glad to have you here. We've gone to school together. We've seen each other's trajectory. What is it?
Trajectory.
Trajectory.
That might be it. It's Monday. It's cool.
It's Monday. It is cool.
It's early.
Yeah, it is.
We've seen each other grow.
Yes.
Throughout the careers that we've had. But tell everybody like who you are and kind of what you do.
Okay. My name is Misha Reed. I am from Topeka. Like Tevin said, we went to high school together, so I went to Topeka High.
Let's go, hoy hoy, mighty
Hey,
There it
best
is.
school in the
Baby.
whole
It was coming. I
land, best
felt it
school in the
coming.
world.
Black can go forever.
Yes.
Let's go.
Graduated from Topeka High. I went to Washburn.
Okay.
And I got my degree in human services. And that took me a really long time to figure out kind of like the best fit for me.
Mhm.
But during that time period when I was taking classes, trying to figure things out, figure out what felt the best, figure out what was gonna keep me going once I graduated.
Mhm.
I was competing for Miss Kansas at the time. And during that time, everybody had to have a platform, something that they wanted to talk about, something that they were passionate about. And my platform, my topic was consent education in schools.
Gotcha.
Slight caveat, I just feel like that's a super important thing that
Yeah.
people need to talk about, people need to know about. Children need to know what consent is.
Yeah.
So I was super passionate about that. And during my research into consent education, I came across the topic of trauma-sensitive yoga
Mm-hmm.
and how that's an adjunct form of therapy for people who have gone through sexual abuse or sexually traumatic events in their life.
Yeah.
And so right around the time that I was learning about trauma-sensitive yoga, I also happened to walk into the Human Services building at Washburn.
Mhm.
And I saw their class list for their program. And I was like, damn, this is it.
Yeah.
This is what I need to be doing. The two things go hand in hand. And so after I figured out what program I needed to be in,
Mhm.
I decided that I wanted to do my 200-hour yoga teacher training.
Okay.
And shortly after I did that, that was like a 6-month program, I want to say.
Okay.
I went to Manhattan every other weekend to do that. And then I got a job teaching yoga at a studio here in town.
Mhm.
Shortly after that, I decided to open up my own business. And that was going on 5, almost 6 years ago now.
Wow. Okay.
Man,
Yeah.
congrats
Let's
on
go.
that. It
Yeah.
still sounds
Thank
like it's still
you.
going good.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
That
awesome.
is.
What put you on so much like interest into consent education? Because I mean that's my first time like hearing about
Me
like
too.
that and like what made you kind of go on that route of like wanting to educate people on that?
Well, I have my own background
Mhm.
with sexually traumatic events.
Okay.
And so when I was reading about it, I just felt like more people need to know more. There need to be more people teaching children
Yeah.
how to say no and how to respectfully listen
Yeah.
when someone
Mhm.
tells you no.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
When the vibe is off, you don't press through
Mm-hmm.
and continue to pursue someone who's not interested in you in that time, in that moment, and
Mhm.
whatever you are trying to do. People need to learn to respect each other.
Yeah. Amen.
And so consent, I just feel like is so important
Mhm.
Yeah.
at any age.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
You're right.
I agree.
That's crazy because like I think there needs to be more about that because we get the sex education in high school and middle school. But it's really not harped on. Like it tells you, oh, if they say no, then stop. But there's no really like emphasis on a lot of that consent and accepting the
Yeah.
consent. So I think that's something that's very like overlooked. So for you to
Yeah.
step into that role and be the educator for that, and have that as your platform when you're running for, it was Miss Kansas.
Mhm.
Let's go. How did that end up turning out?
I was not Miss Kansas.
Hey, it's okay. It's all
It's
good.
okay.
It's all good.
It's all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
no big deal. It was actually pretty funny because um, out of the group of women who were participating that year,
Mhm.
the woman who was chosen, no one wanted to win.
Oh no.
Why does that seem
Yeah.
like it? It always goes like, who chose what?
Yeah.
Come on.
But like the process itself was great.
Yeah.
I met a lot of great young women
Mhm.
who had a lot to say, who were doing a lot, who were really trying to make their way in the world at the time, and I was just really grateful to be able to be a part of that
Yeah.
process. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was great.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I respect and love like your vision with that, because I love what you said too. That's so important about you're talking about teaching the importance of how to listen. Like,
Mhm.
because I think so much starts there,
Mhm.
so much gets overlooked, and if you can really, listen to someone and take in that time and really hear and understand what they're saying, I think then you can make better decisions,
Yeah, yeah.
in those type of situations. So yeah, I definitely, that's important. And these things, it's like we skip over in life sometimes, and these are the valuable things that we need our kids, I feel like, learning and like
Yeah.
really sitting with and understanding. So props to that, because that is very important. I see
Mhm.
that. So
Thank you.
yeah,
It just goes back to the golden rule. Everybody
It-
learns that.
it does.
Yeah.
It
Treat
does.
people how
Yeah.
you want to
Wanna
be
be treated.
treated.
Right.
If you don't want something done to you, don't perpetuate that upon someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like the common sense thing that's not so common these days,
Yeah.
That common sense foundation it seems to be shaky these days.
Yeah.
So people like you, and people like us trying to, push that, that's important. That's the truth. That's what we need to be, talking
Yeah.
about more. So definitely that's important.
It's
Yeah.
it's right on
Appreciate
line
that.
with what's going on in the world today, though,
It
too,
is though. Yeah, that's
because
what I'm saying.
of a very famous person has been arrested for
Our kids have been targets for years, man. And
exactly.
it's sickening to me, man.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly, and it's crazy. So, like I said, like that's very important.
Mhm.
Like the education of
the
consent.
awareness of
Like,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you do like now with any of that, or like do you still talk about it, or do you still have like a presentation that you give or something, or how does that?
So no, not anymore. Not since Miss Kansas.
Gotcha.
I've kind of moved on from that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to say that that's not important to me,
No,
Right,
for sure.
or
right.
that if someone wanted me to talk about it, I 100% would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I would definitely give a presentation about consent.
For sure.
But right now, I'm just mainly focused on teaching yoga, and I have a day job also.
Okay.
So both of those things keep me super
you going.
busy. Yeah,
Yeah.
keep me going.
Yeah,
I
got you.
bet.
Yeah.
Man, talk about yoga. I'm trying to get more into it's so good though. Like I overlooked it for so many years, and it's like I stay fit, I work out, but like it's like, man, I've been missing that. Like
Mhm.
that piece. Cause I know when I do yoga, like me and my wife will do we'll get the Roku going, and we'll pick one of the yoga
Yeah.
things, just something simple.
Yeah,
And it's a whole nother workout though.
Mm-hmm.
it is.
Like stretching, like yoga specifically is hard.
Yeah.
If you've never done it, like start easy. Like
Yeah.
how do you like when you pull someone in, do you have certain routines you do, or like different days of the week, or do you just have what do you usually do there?
So all of my classes are beginner friendly.
Mhm.
You don't have to worry about stepping into the class and feeling like you're the only one who doesn't know what they're doing.
Right.
I try to make sure that when I'm describing what to do and I'm breaking it down, like I
Mhm.
give everybody individual attention.
Yeah.
So that way everyone is on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everyone can get the benefits without the other stuff that's going on in your head. Like, am I doing it right?
Like, man,
Or,
I'm not flexible.
I'm
I
not
can't touch my
flexible,
toes.
like-
Man, everyone's looking at me. Come on.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
am I breathing too hard? Am I not
Mhm.
breathing enough?
Yeah.
That type of thing. So I know there's a lot going on in your head mentally that
Mhm.
I don't get to hear.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
So I'm trying to focus on helping you get into the right position.
Yeah.
But when I say the right position, I do want to say that everybody's body is different.
Yeah.
So not everybody looks the same
Mhm.
in whatever pose I'm instructing, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's totally cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Like what is most important to me is that it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
as long as you're feeling like, okay, I can relax in this for a little bit. I can take a breather. Like that's what I want,
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
out of my classes.
Like
Yeah.
see, and that's what's important. I love that. Do you do hot yoga too?
No, I
Yeah.
don't teach hot yoga, but
Yeah.
I've done it and
And
it
it's
is
It's
extreme.
hot.
different.
It's
It's a different
extreme.
beast.
Yeah. I've stepped into a studio because I thought about doing hot yoga, and
Uh-huh.
I stepped in and I was like, yeah, bruh, I'm out. I don't even want
Said
to
it's
try to
200
sign it.
degrees in here.
Yeah.
It's
And I already know I'm gonna be sweating. I like a
yeah.
good workout where I can sweat, but on top of like putting my head below my heart and trying to do these different poses, I'm gonna pass out.
Man.
I'm gonna be what is I'm gonna be in down dog position permanently because
Oh man. He said
I'm
I got
passed
stuck in
out.
the cat cow position, man. I can't move.
I'm stuck. I'm hurting. But yeah, I mean that's dope though
Yeah.
that you can take that, let everybody understand that no matter where you are, you're gonna be in a good position with you while you're teaching that class. What I know we've done a video
Mhm.
for the restorative yoga.
I like that too. That made me want
Oh,
to come check it out.
I
It
got
did. Yeah.
and I need to because that's the thing. I was like, we just been so busy, but I had definitely have to do some restorative yoga because man, my lower back. I woke up the other day, my neck was all tight and
Yeah.
everything. And I was like, the way I'm sleeping, it's the way I'm sleeping. And then like you showing those different poses, I went back and watched those videos. I was like, let me try to just
Even
lay
in
in the
the
bed.
DJ moves.
Yeah, I was like, let me try to figure something out here.
Yeah.
But and I had a lot of people that hit me up and was like, hey, where's this? Like, what do they do? And where's she
Yeah.
at? Like, how's she offer it? So can you talk a little bit about that and like the full process of like what it will actually do for people?
For
Because a
sure.
lot of interest is there.
Yeah. So restorative yoga basically, it's a passive practice
Mm.
that allows you to deeply relax, allows you to melt away a lot of built up stress that we carry emotionally, physically, and mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we stay in these poses for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes. So there aren't a lot of poses within the class, but you get that time to really settle into each one.
Mm-hmm.
And you get that time to focus on your breathing. You
Yeah.
get the time to let your thoughts cross your mind
Mhm.
without having to actively think of them.
There you go.
So I tried to encourage people to view their thoughts kind of like clouds.
Mm.
So when you're cloud gazing or when you're driving, when you're outside and you see clouds in different shapes and they're
Yeah.
moving and they're passing along throughout the sky, I try to get people to view their thoughts that way so that way they can see them, but they don't have to necessarily interact with them. Because when you're taking that time to interact with your thoughts, you're taking time out of the pose,
Out of the focus.
out of the
Right.
focus of
That
what we're
makes
trying to
sense.
be doing.
Yeah.
And I know and we can get on meditating.
Yeah.
Some people will say, oh, meditating's super easy. Some people will say meditating's super hard. I'm one of those people who kind of falls in the middle.
Yeah.
And I think that if you give someone something to focus on, it can be a lot easier. So I try to tell people to focus on your breathing,
Yeah.
one breath at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in restorative yoga, or when you practice restorative yoga consistently, like it lowers your heart rate, it lowers your blood pressure, it like I said, it helps you reduce stress.
Mm-hmm.
It can even help you lose weight in the sense that, again, it's melting that stress away. And the
Yeah, yeah.
stress, when you're really stressed, it's
Mhm.
hard to lose weight.
Just,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
carry it.
Yeah, yeah.
You
That's what I'm saying.
carry
You
it.
carry
Right.
it. Yeah,
You
yeah,
carry
yeah.
it.
It's
and,
real.
And
That's
so,
a lot of people don't get that.
it can help you in so many different ways.
Mhm.
And I really want to stress the stress reduction part of that,
Yeah, yeah.
because we're all so stressed.
Yes.
Everyday things add up.
Mm-hmm.
Life is hard.
Life is hard.
Yeah,
Life is
ooh,
hard.
Amen.
On top of the stuff that you don't see coming.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
On top of the stuff
Unexpected.
that you have to plan for a few months down the road.
Mm-hmm.
On top of the things that you just don't see that come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody has a lot on their plate.
Mm-hmm.
And so I try to encourage people to come to these classes by telling them, like, you deserve a moment for yourself.
Mhm.
You deserve time to feel better,
Yeah.
you
Amen.
know?
We're not
That's very
taking
true.
time to stop,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's why I
yeah.
think that's so important because life is so fast, like, and it's just
Mhm.
moving faster and faster with everything
Every
we have.
day.
So that to just be able to take that time to just stop and breathe, it probably changes so many people after the fact. Like, man, I need this. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you get that a lot. Like,
Yeah.
man, thank you. Like, I really feel, that helped me. I had no idea. Do you get that? I'm sure that's very gratifying. Like,
You know what is the highest compliment to me? And it might sound so funny, but I've had people fall asleep in my classes.
do you talk during your
Yeah.
classes?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you have like a
That
very
very
like
calming.
calming voice. So I'm
No,
like, if
thank
you're talking,
you.
I'm sleeping in
Yeah.
that class. I'm gonna end up
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. I've had a
Mhm.
lot of people fall asleep in
Yeah.
my classes. And
yeah,
sometimes, like, at the end, I'll have to go, like, tap them on the
Yeah, yeah.
shoulder, tell them, like, hey, can
yeah,
you wiggle your toes and
Mhm.
blink open your eyes and
like, they're sleeping.
come
Yeah.
back? Yeah. Like, I've had people snore.
There's
And I'm always just like, thank you so much
Mhm.
for being able to feel comfortable.
I was just gonna say, like,
Mhm.
that relaxing rest, because
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people aren't getting, so when you're able to put them in that state to be able to have that resting and relaxing time,
Mhm.
that's powerful.
It is.
It is.
Like, the goal of restorative yoga is not to fall asleep. It's
Yeah, yeah,
not.
for sure.
Yeah,
It takes you from fight or flight to rest and digest.
Oh, okay.
It helps you really just, like, be in that relaxation mode.
Mhm.
mm,
And so when people do fall asleep, like I said, I think it's a compliment. I'm not angry by any means
Yeah.
that you fell asleep and maybe you're not listening to me right now,
yeah,
but I'm so pleased that you are able to go into a place mentally and physically where you are not stressed.
Yeah.
You're just literally being.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's so many times in people's lives, my life, your life, both of your lives, I'm
Mhm.
sure, where you feel like I just need a minute.
Mhm.
that's like
I
every
just
day.
Yeah.
if
feel
I could
like-
just take like 30 seconds
Mhm.
to relax,
Yeah.
to like get a reprieve, to feel like myself.
yeah,
Mhm.
And when you're just so wrapped up in stress, you don't feel like yourself.
No.
You
No.
feel bad.
You do.
yeah,
And I want people to feel better.
Yeah, yeah. And
yeah,
that's meaningful because
yeah,
it's hard. Like when you're not yourself and you're in that stressful, that fight or flight mode,
Yeah.
like everything is like chaotic,
it is.
And I I felt like when I was younger, that I move better when I'm in a chaotic mode, which I might be able to be more productive during that time. But I realize that when I have everything lined out and laid out a lot better and I can move with intention instead of moving with like, okay, this is coming, let me handle it. This is
Yeah,
coming, let me handle it. It's a lot better for me in the long run compared to being like, man, I could do this. Just put
yeah,
it on me and just put
yeah,
the stress on
yeah,
me and let me get to that adrenaline
yep,
rush, that fight
yep.
or flight. But
It's more
that
offensive. You're like
yeah,
instead of moving defensively, you're on like
exactly.
you can take the time to move, calculated, and
Mhm.
breathe through that and the calm and the chaos is what
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
talking about. Like you'll
Yeah.
find that and truly like it's real,
Mhm.
man. Especially when you have ADD, like or
Yeah,
something
yeah, yeah.
like or you're creating like us or waking
Mhm.
up and it's like we really gotta balance that.
Gotta lock in, and that's the hard part. Like I said, like I felt like I always used to move better when I was in fight or flight because I was a cop. I was working in juvenile corrections. I've been a fighter. I've played indoor professional football. So it's these things like these moments where everybody's like and
Yeah.
chaotic. I'm like zoned in, and
Yeah.
I'm like yeah. But if I could find that, and I've realized that when I do find that outside of fight or flight, when everybody else is like and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
can move instead of being like, I could go here, go here, go here. I can move straight,
Yeah.
and being able to get to
Yep.
that point and you helping people get to that point is very important in life.
That's health. Like these are the
Mm-hmm.
things that like if people aren't taking this time,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like these are the things that like it could not only shorten your life, but it's shortening it not necessarily talking about physically like your physical body shortening your life that way, but like it's shortening your life because it's affecting every single thing you do daily. When
Mhm.
you're moving like in that fight or flight mode,
Yeah.
it's affecting every decision, every relationship, every single thing. You like is a little bit of stress behind it.
Yeah.
So it's not, you're just moving different. So yeah, that's very, to be mindful about this like is important,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, especially with as we get busier.
Mhm.
You know, for me, I'm always creating, I'm always wanting to write music. It's a constant thing.
Mhm.
But I'll hit a point where I hit a wall. Every time, if I don't take time to like pray, to stop, to step back, to breathe, to truly rest for a second, like I will hit a wall and my
Yeah.
creativity will dwindle. Like I'll just be sitting there like, man, I know I'm not resting. Like I've hit a wall. So that's just one aspect. But like in life in general, it's just so important.
What's your favorite like type of yoga that you offer?
Restorative, without a
Is
doubt.
it
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
That's the
yeah.
is that the main
That's the
that's your main
main,
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Okay.
gotcha.
That's my
Gotcha.
main
Yeah.
thing. I also teach gentle yoga, which is it's gentle like restorative. However, the poses we're in them for a short amount of time,
Mhm.
and there's more movement. But also, like with gentle yoga, we use props. So on the props, like for restorative yoga, we use things like bolsters, which are big pillows that are super comfortable you lay on. We use blankets. We use weighted eye bags.
I see why some people are
Yeah.
falling asleep. That sounds
Yeah.
like
We
Wait a minute.
use
Is a
super
bolster
relaxing.
pillow? Is that specific for restorative yoga?
You can use it for yin yoga. You can use it for gentle yoga. You can use them for other more meditative classes.
I gotcha.
So
Where do you get one of those? I need it for my house bed.
no,
I need no bolster for
So
my
I'm sick
bed.
as he kicking my back, man. I want to lay it right in between this.
Exactly. But no, I don't mean to interrupt. But yeah, that's dope.
That's a
though.
whole
dope. Okay,
setup.
so there's bolsters. There's when I was
The
there, you were
weighted eye
using
covers.
the weighted eye covers. You're using some
strap.
straps.
Yeah. So I have a pose that I love to put people in, and with the strap,
Mhm.
it's basically like you put your feet together
Mhm.
and you take the strap and you wrap it around your feet and you wrap it around your waist, and then it kind of holds you together,
Mhm.
like in this position.
Yeah.
And then you lay back on a bolster. And I love this pose because when I pull the straps out, people's eyes get real big and they're
Mhm.
like, oh, what are we going to do?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, this looks crazy.
Yeah.
And and it takes a little bit of time to get everybody set up, but
Yeah.
it's so relaxing. And oftentimes people will tell me at the end, like, you know, I wasn't sure where we were going with that, but
Mhm.
it felt so good.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, yes, of course it felt good. I wouldn't put you in anything that doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
my whole goal is for you to walk out of this class thinking, wow, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't have to say it to me. You don't have to say it to anybody else, but I can just tell,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mhm.
I can
Yeah.
just see it on people's faces.
Oh,
They
yeah.
look so much more at ease.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that like so that really works. There's a lot of like me being from physical training and personal training and all that stuff, sports and stuff. A lot of people hold trauma, but they hold it in their hips,
Mhm.
like the midpoint of their body.
Yeah. Yep.
You do a lot of stuff like the straps, like just for instance, you talking about that, it relieves a lot of stuff in the hips, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And like that's very important. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know.
Hips are tight. Like that's so
Yeah.
much of your flexibility too.
Mhm, and that's why a lot of people lower back,
Yes.
they don't
Shoulders,
really
neck,
Shoulders,
like
neck.
man. Because I'll realize some days too, like man, I haven't dropped my shoulders today. What is going on? Like I'll just be tense. It's like drop your shoulders a little bit,
Mhm.
stick your chest down. Like it's okay, we're good
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
like so,
that
it's tense.
decompression,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
Yeah, you hold
decompression.
it,
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
hold that compression.
Yeah. How long are the sessions?
Yeah,
My
yeah. No,
bad.
you're
My
good.
bad.
That's exactly what I was gonna ask.
I'm about to go do a session. That's why I'm like, how
It's
are they
like-
like 30 to?
They're an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
They feel to me like a lot shorter,
Mhm.
but they're an hour.
Yeah.
So you come, show up. You might want to bring a water bottle. I always tell people to wear super comfortable clothes, like so I don't want people to think like, oh well, I have to go buy certain clothes. I have to look a certain way. I have to fit in.
Mhm.
Show up in something that's comfortable. Wear sweatpants. Wear
Yeah.
leggings. Wear whatever you feel like you're able to move in, whether
Mhm.
that's basketball shorts, t-shirt, hoodie, sweatshirt, whatever.
Mhm.
Come ready to relax.
Mhm.
That's all I tell people. Come ready to relax.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
We're gonna have
really
to go
cool.
check a class
I know
out,
we're
man.
gonna
Which
we're
okay with
easily
too.
yeah
Like, yo, we need
easily have
it.
to check a class out. Where do you offer all these classes at?
So I teach at a place called Syncora Wellness.
Okay.
I'm really bad with directions.
All
It's
good.
over by Light of the World Church
Mhm.
at in
Where we did
that
the video.
yes, where
Yeah,
we did
yeah,
the video.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
37th and what is that gauge right over
yeah,
there?
37th engager.
hmm
Yep. Yeah. And do you do classes anywhere else or just there?
Just there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm there every
Nice.
Wednesday night at 6:30 to 7:30.
It's that little strip area
Yeah.
where okay,
Yeah, yeah.
I got you. I know right where that's
Yeah.
at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's a nice little spot. I went in there, man. She's got candles, y'all. She'll put candles out. Like it's
Candles. I
nice.
got a scent diffuser.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Wow.
like big time spa in Topeka.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Now,
it's
do you
nice.
have to sign up? Like, is it just like walk-ins, or do you
Mhm.
have people that like do you offer memberships, or how do you typically go about that process?
So there's a website that you can sign up on, and I can get that to you later.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so you sign up, you pay ahead of time. It's $15 per class. I also have a few packages on my website that you could purchase if you wanted to buy more classes at a time.
Mhm.
Something else I want to mention while I'm here with you guys
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that I also do a few other things. So on top of the yoga or the restorative yoga and the gentle yoga, I offer Reiki as well.
I'd love to get
Um,
with you.
you should. You
I
should.
need it.
I think I know what that is. Like I've heard about it.
Mhm.
What is that
Okay.
for others that don't know what that is?
So Reiki is based on Eastern belief that vital energy flows through your body, right? And so the Reiki master, which would be myself or someone who's gone through the courses, uses gentle touch or places their hands above you to kind of guide that energy
Mhm.
and help it flow much easier through your body. And what's great for those who are skeptical, for those who've never heard of it, like it's not something that you have to believe in
Mhm.
for it to work.
Mhm.
So if you go in there thinking it's not going to work, you're not going to walk out like, well, nothing happened.
Yeah.
It's not one of those things that you necessarily have to believe in.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a real fit. Like it's physically really gonna help
It's
you
yeah,
like in that moment.
yeah.
Gotcha.
It just does, and I love doing it. There are places throughout the United States that do it in different hospitals for cancer patients.
Yeah.
It's been proven. It's another relaxation technique.
Mhm.
Everything I do offers relaxation. I teach chair yoga in nursing homes on Saturdays. And
Oh,
those
that's really
classes
cool.
those classes
Yeah.
are based on relaxation too. So
Nice.
everybody that I meet and get a chance to talk with, I'm trying to help them slow down, process, be mindful, be you used the word earlier and I can't think of it now, be intentional.
Intentional, yeah.
Intentional. Be with their day, with their moments,
Yeah.
with their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I'm
That's
with
true.
you for 45 minutes or 30 minutes or 60 minutes, my whole goal is to make you feel that much better in a
Mhm.
short amount of time.
Mhm. What?
Yeah.
So
cool.
how do people? When do you offer Reiki?
I offer Reiki on the weekends. So
Okay.
Saturdays and Sundays, you would just go to the Syncora's wellness website
Mhm.
and you can book a time. You
Mhm.
just reach out to me, send me a text, send me an email.
Yeah.
And I figure out a time that works for you,
Yeah.
that works for me,
Mhm.
and then we get you booked.
Let's go. Oh,
That's
that's
super
awesome. Yeah.
convenient. Yeah.
I need that
Me
because
too.
years ago, before we went to Colorado, I was looking into all like the alternative medicine practices and things like that, and people kept telling me Reiki, like Reiki to realign your chakras, to help you get more in balance, with where intentional, with how you're gonna move and everything like that. But that's definitely I didn't know that you offered that.
Yeah.
So we need to have a conversation
Yeah,
because I
that's
need to schedule something.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I need it for sure because it's just that I just need that rest and relaxation. So
Like that reset. Like
yeah,
that
that
physical
reset.
reset.
It's
Yeah.
like a
too.
reset.
Yeah.
I tell
Mhm.
people it's like a massage for your energy.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Because I mean, with everything that social, like creatives and stuff like that, social batteries run low.
I
Oh,
bet.
man, that's
You
what I'm
guys are
saying.
constantly
It's constant.
thinking of
Yeah.
content.
It's like to
What am I
turn
gonna
that
put
off
out?
is like
Yeah.
you have to be intentional about
Mhm.
turning that off and setting it aside for a second, just
Yeah.
taking a breath.
which way to
For sure.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. So you have Facebook, you have Instagram?
Yes, I have
Okay.
Facebook, I have Instagram. My handles are Yoga on the Go 785.
Okay. Yoga on the Go 785 and
Gotcha.
at Sikora Wellness.
Sincora Wellness.
Sincora
Yes.
Cora Wellness. And that's .com or is that? Oh, that's your Instagram page.
That's
Sincora
where she
Wellness.
does it at.
That's where I
Okay.
do it at.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, gotcha.
My Instagram handle is Yoga on the Go 785.
Cool.
Same with my Facebook.
Mhm.
And then if you were like, for anyone out there who's listening, and you want to book a class, you can search Body, Heart, and Soul, SOLE, and Sincora Wellness will pop up
Nice.
online.
Cool.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Well, Misha,
Awesome,
we
man.
truly appreciate you for your time and you
Yeah.
coming out here and telling everybody about what you do, who you are, and where you're from.
Well, thank you for
Yeah.
having me. It's my
Yeah.
Heck
pleasure.
yeah.
No problem.
Man,
Make sure
I got
that
some
y'all
yoga plans coming.
exactly.
I need to book
We're
something.
having a talk
Yeah.
because I need it. And
Same.
other people need it too. So
Yeah.
if you're watching on YouTube, then make sure that you get with Misha. But also, if you're listening on all of our streaming platforms that we are now available on for season 2, make sure that you reach out to Misha as well
Hit her up.
because she is dope and she will get you right. And also, make sure that you like, subscribe, share, and you will never miss a I'm from Topeka podcast episode. Thank you.
Leave us a comment.
Yeah,
you
leave
know.
a comment.
Tell us what
Hey.
you liked about this episode, man.
Yeah,
And you need some yoga in your life. All right.
do.
You
You
do.
do.
You need that rest. You need that relaxation.
yep. We'll see y'all next time. Peace and love.
I love Topeka, baby. It's about the people, baby. Yeah. I love my city, baby. From the north, south, west to the east side.